Yeah, hi guys. Welcome to my channel. Yeah, so today I'm going to explain you about the interesting concept in Go language. And one thing I want to say about the Golang is recently it's very trending in software industry, and it is in very high demanded programming language in software industry today. And software industry are looking for candidates who are experienced and hands-on knowledge in Golang, they will get hired in companies, multinational companies like Google, Facebook, and IBM, so on. And one more thing about this programming language, it's learning. You should have some prior programming language experience like Python or Java or C++ programming skill also added advantage to pick up the Golang programming concepts. Yeah, so I'm not going to explain about the basic methodology of the Golang programming. Instead of that, I was just focusing on what we are going to implement today. We are focusing on how to implement class and interface concepts in Golang. Golang generally it won't support the object-oriented programming. It is developed for functional programming language. But to implement the class and objects, we have some other features embedded in the Golang programming called struct and interfaces. And again, one more thing, Golang supports only interface from the object-oriented programming paradigms. So I will demonstrate how we can implement the class and interface concepts in Golang. I'll share my screen so you'll get the more idea what I was trying to say. Yeah, here. Yeah. So I opened directly the online editor for Golang. So Golang for online editor, you don't need to install any software in your machine. It is open source, so anyone can access directly to the link about go.dev.play. You can play around the Golang code. And to installation, you have the guideline here, how to install the Golang and all the. If you want to know how to install, I can create one more video on that. But this tutorial mainly focusing on how to implement the interface and classes in the programming, Golang programming. Yeah. So let's jump into the program. What we are going to implement today, we are going to implement multiple interface concepts. So multiple interface in Golang. So yeah, let's start coding. For implementing the interface, we need to create the interface first. And also to implement the class, we need to create the struct. And what we are going to do, one more thing, we are going to implement the interface. we'll implement the interface, and we going to implement the function. In the function, and the function executes our business logic. Function executes our business logic. Yeah. First, we'll create the interface using the key type to name the interface name. I just name center and receiver. You can suffix with the interface, but for the better business logic, you can use a standard naming convention for any interface or any function or any class name. Better to use a custom naming standard. And I have named here sender and receiver. Then what it is? Interface. Then this is the first interface. This interface have two other interface. Like one is a sender, another is a receiver. So interface have a method sender and another method is receiver. But our case, we are going to implement multiple interface in Go programming. So this is one interface. Again, we are going to create two more interfaces. One is sender and another is receiver. So type sender. Again, this is interface. And this interface have a method name send. This function have a return type of string and error. Okay. So again, we are going to create one more interface. Create interface using keyword type. This interface name is receiver. Receiver interface. Inside this receiver interface, we are implementing receive method. Yeah, receive method. And this method return error. And also this method receive message. That is string. Something like that. In Go programming language, every variable, you need to declare the variable type because it is a strongly typed programming language, not like in Python. Python influence the data type at the runtime. So you don't need to worry about the data type declaration in Python. But in Golang, you need to tell what type of data type the variable is. So now we have created only the interface. The there is the interface sender and receiver, and this is a common interface or centralized central interface. And in this interface, we are having two method, sender and receiver. Again, this is also interface. We are attaching or embedding interface inside the interface. That's what the multiple interface in concepts in the Golang. Like in the multiple inheritance in the other object-oriented programming language, how we are going to be extending the class to another class. But we don't have the same approach here, but we can do it by interface. Now we are going to implement the class. In Go, it is, we say as a struct. So type, I'm going to say data. I'm going to say data. It is a struct type. And this struct, we have a field called message. Field called message. The message is a string. Okay. So we have a structure ready. Now we're going to implement the function. So to implement the function, coming to the sender interface, we have a function called send, and receiver interface, we have a function called receive. So first we are going to implement the receiver. To implement the receiver function, start func. Func means function in the Golang. You already aware of that. Func. Then receive, method name is receive, interface name is receiver. So we are implementing method. So receive, this receive the message. You see the arguments to the receive function, receive accepts one argument. So anything like a message, it's a type of string. Then it return error. And one more thing, if you want to know more about the Golang programming basic, you can request to my channel, or you can comment to my channel to upload the basic understanding of Go programming. I can upload a new video for that. And we have created the function, and we have option to attach this function to the class, like data. So here the audio interface function to the structured data. This is called as embedding. You are embedding the method, interface method inside the struct type. So struct implement the receive method. And also the struct is a part of the receive method. So now here we are assigning the value to the interface. Assigning the value to the message field in the struct. How to assign? Here we need to validate the message. If message, we are receiving the message into the function, we need to first validate the message. If the message equal to empty string, so we don't want to process further, so we need to log the error here, and we need to exit. for implementing the try catch like errors logic, we don't have a try catch method in the Golang. We have a standard way of implementing if and else condition statement in Go. It will capture try catch logics in Go language. So if the message is nil, then we have to log the message. We need to return it from here. Like return fmt dot error f and tell message is not empty. Okay, we capture the error here, and if there is no error, we are receiving the message, proper message to the receive function. In that case, we are adding that message to the receiver the receiver field message. We need to assign this value. So d dot message equal to the message we received to the function, and we need to return directly. Return nil. Yeah, return nil. Now we have implemented the one interface function. Then we need to implement next interface function, that is sender. Okay, sender. You can see the signature of the function signature of the sender. Yeah, sorry. This would be the send. There is no sender. Sender is an interface name. Send is a function. So we need to implement function, not interface. So it will return two things. One is a string. Another is error. So if you don't know about what is this receiver types and why we are receiving multiple field from this function, you need to first understand the basic of Go programming language. Yeah, so now we have implementing this sender function. We need to attach the receiver here. Then the sender will be part of the data class, not the struct data, something like that. Here we need to validate the message, whether we have received the message from the struct or not. So to validate, again, go to if d dot message. That's what your field name. You can see here the field message equal to empty string. If there is no message, so you can't move further. You can return it from here. Return what you are going to return. fmt dot. You have to return first value is empty string. Then the next value will be fmd dot error. Yeah. We need to tell the message is empty. Message is empty. You can write your own sentence here. Otherwise, what we are going to do? We are going to be send this message to any external function, or you can log the data here. I was just log the data here. So here fmd dot print ln data dot message. Then you need to tell the function return it. Yeah, we need to return the string and error. So we can return it like that. fmd dot s printf fbgs send. Come on. D dot message value. Yeah, that's all. Then the second data type here, the function signature, we have string and error. So we need to return two value. One is a string first. So we are using fmd dot printf, returning the string as a first argument. And next error, we are returning null. So we have now implemented this function. Now we are going to implement the final method to execute the send function. And display we can check whether this function is executed proper or not. Right? That's always a good case. So this function, we are passing any data type. Or to pass any data type in Golang, we have an interface. Here we have an interface type. So we can pass any data as an interface. So here I was just passing data is a interface of sender and receiver interface. Sender and receiver interface. Sender and receiver. So this function already have a function, already implemented the interface, sender and receiver. And this receiver function, we have method body, and the sender function, send function or sender function, we have a send function, it will send the data. So from this data, we are calling the send method. And this function returns to two things. One is the string, another is error. So you need to format like message, and another is error. Another is error. You need to initialize like this. And you need to check error. If error not equal to nil, otherwise to catch the error. Log dot data. We don't need to move it forward if the error is occurred. Yeah, so as a simple case, we are stopping the execution here. Log dot pattern, whatever the error. Otherwise, otherwise, whatever received here from the send method, we can print here. Print dot print ln message, right? Okay. So you don't want to print the message here. And this interface, this display method also we don't need because we already covered the error in the other function. So multiple error we don't want. Simply print the message. Okay. Now we almost need to finish this tutorial. So let's create an object first for the type data. To create a shorthand, you can use a shorthand object colon equal to a shorthand operator for initializing the objects for the struct data, and data have a field name message. Always use the field name and pass the value. Message assign the some string value. Sending email. Okay. I'm just passing this string value to the object. Then what we are going to do now. So now we are passing this message to the receiver. Receiver add the message to the data object. Okay. Object dot receive to pass the objects dot message. That's what you have the key. Okay. Good. We are good to go now. Now we are calling the display interface to display what we are sending to the sender. To call the display function that we can call display, and you can pass the object. That's all. Pass the object to the display function, and we have see here. Yeah, look like everything is fine. So just format and check everything is okay. Yeah, look like there is no error. Okay. So run this program. You have an option here. Run. You see here, you are successfully sending email. Sending email. That's what we have a message here. Sending email. Yeah, sending email. And we are printing the message received from sender. Sending email. Yeah, sending email and sent message we have added here. So it is appended. If you don't want a new line, you can remove that. And you can run again. And see, you are sending email and send multiple things. So that's you can do any message you want. But this is logic how we can implement the interface and classes in Golang. If you want to know more about the basic understanding of the programming language, you can comment my channel. I can explain you how to write a Go programming language from basic to advanced level, something like this. Thanks for watching my channel. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel for more video like this.